problem for December 2023. प्रॉब्लम का नाम है गोल्ड माइन प्रॉब्लम और इसमें यू हैव बीन गिवन अ मैट्रिक्स कॉल्ड गोल्ड माइन जिसमें n रोज हैं और m number of columns हैं. The each field in this mine contains a positive integer which is amount of gold in ton. Initially the mine can start from any row and you can start from any row and from the first column. So तुम्हें first column pick करना है और कोई सी भी row pick कर सकते हो. Then from that cell you have some possible combination of moves की how will you move throughout this mine. So अगर तुम i, j पे खड़े हो you can go to I, j plus 1. You can go to next column and the row can be the same or one big or one less. So diagonally up, diagonally down towards right, or just go to right. So this is a kind of a problem where you can start from any row in this first column and you can end on any row in the last column, and based on that, like, there are so many combinations and which is giving you the maximum amount of gold that you have to return that amount of gold. So if you go from 10 to 21 to 22, 10 is this, from 21 then 6 and then 2 to 4, so 264. This is good. The how do we do this? You can try thinking like कि मैं first column में से maximum element pick कर लूंगा. Then second column में से you cannot pick maximum element. You know why? Because अगर ये 6 यहाँ पे नहीं होता, it's के next वाली row में होता, you cannot go to 6 in that case. So greedy strategy will not work कि अगर तुम फर्स्ट कॉलम का मैक्सिमम लेके स्टार्ट करो और उसके बाद ये तीन एलिमेंट्स देखो बस और उसका मैक्सिमम ले लो और बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू गो लाइक. हाँ. So this is a kind of a DP problem, which is a grid DP problem. So we do it in that way कि for each element in first column, and this can be like seen as from constraints as well कि constraints भी 500 हैं. तो yeah, it's a DP. Then so for every row in the first column you choose that as a starting point, I comma 0, row number I, column number 0, and then based on that whatever solution is giving you are taking maximum of all the possible combination and then returning out. Now for a current, now you have chosen a starting point कि मैं I comma 0 पे start करूंगा. So when you have selected something like this cell 2, 1 comma 0 पे I'm starting, then you see all the three combinations. So option 1 you have that you can move diagonally up, option 2 you can move just rightwards, no diagonal movement, option 3 is diagonally downward. So इस वाले का होगा I plus 1 comma J plus 1 तो सब में होगा because कॉलम तो आगे बढ़ेगा, बट इसमें हमारी रो भी एक ऊपर चला जाएगा, इसमें एक नीचे रो आएगा और इसमें एक सेम रो रहेगा. तो ये मूव तभी पॉसिबल है जब आपका I plus 1 वैलिड होना चाहिए. सो इफ यू आर स्टैंडिंग ऑन समथिंग लाइक 6, यू कैन नॉट से कि मैं I plus 1 पे चले जाऊंगा, नेक्स्ट रो है ही नहीं तो कैसे जाओगे, राइट? And similarly, if you're standing on zeroth row, you cannot go one row up. So if that is this case, so if I minus 1 has to be greater than 0 to go on I minus 1, it should be valid. It should be valid to go on I plus 1, right? And then yeah, just current value plus whatever maximum they are, these three options are giving me, because if I'm standing on through these three options are कि मैं 3 पे जाऊँ, 1 पे जाऊँ, 6 पे जाऊँ. I don't go directly to 6 because कि उसकी वैल्यू बड़ी है. I see all the combinations and उसके आगे का भी मेरे को पूरा सॉल्यूशन पता होना चाहिए कि whatever is the value which I can get, maximum value I can get if I go on 6 and then afterwards, right? So that is being done in OP1, OP2, OP3, जो कि you can say recursively calculate करके लाएगा और store करेगा in this DPIJ में, so that कि again अगर मैं इस पे query करूँ तो I can just return it in very fast, right? So states हमारी केवल इतनी हैं. तो these are the transitions जो मैंने ये तीन transition बताए. State हमारी I और J है कि at what point you are standing up, and based on that starting में मैंने mem set करके सबको -1 से initialize कर दिया. If you have already seen this state, then return the answer of that state. Otherwise you store the answer for that state. This was it. GFG problem. Okay, submit कर देता हूँ. ठीक है, it will work. And यहाँ पे मैंने DP global बनाया है. You can just make it something like pass as a parameter over here कि DP को as a parameter if you can try to pass. Yeah, that is. And otherwise मैंने यहाँ पे recursive DP solution लिखा है. You can do iterative DP, right? That can be done. That is also very straightforward. बस yeah, that's about it. Okay, bye.